Speaking of, in particular, Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right.
Yet you said you weren't a part of that lifestyle. You weren't going to the parties. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true?
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else. But I did feel uncomfortable with the way he would present the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it. Just that alone.
All right, so you and Diddy, you and Puff cool?
No, I don't really rock with him.
Okay, damn, all right. I didn't know what that
Okay,
meant.
all right.
Speaking of in particular Netflix docu-series that you've been working on, Did He Do It Right? You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character, right? Yet you've said you weren't a part of that lifestyle, you weren't going to the party. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true? Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like I didn't make the I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else, but I did feel uncomfortable with the way he represent the idea of going to these projects to come party with me, yeah, and then that swayed me away from it, just that alone. Alright, so you and Diddy, you and Puff Co. No, I don't really. Okay, damn, alright, I didn't know what that me. 50 Cent is back on his petty game, and this time he's calling out the big dogs. So you know how Fifth's been working on that explosive Diddy documentary. Well, let's just say it's about to shake the industry like never before. Rumor has it this doc isn't just any tell-all, it's packed with receipts, behind-the-scenes secrets and stories some folks really don't want out there, and apparently certain industry players are already pulling strings to shut it down. But of course 50 isn't letting that slide. He's out here naming names, spilling tea, and basically letting everyone know he's ready for all the smoke. So to really get why 50 is dragging Diddy through the mud, you got to rewind and look at both of these dudes come. UPS. First up, Diddy, born in '69 and raised in Harlem during the gritty sevens. He's always repped Harlem hard, calling it his soul, his swag, and the source of that hustle mentality. But after losing his dad when he was just 2, his family moved to Mount Vernon, a quieter suburb just outside the Bronx. It was a totally different vibe from Harlem, more opportunities, new cultures, and a shift in perspective for young Diddy in Mount Vernon. Diddy went to an all-boys private school and got into performing arts. Fun fact, teenage Diddy even danced in music videos for big names like Diana Ross. Maybe that's where all those flashy moves in his later videos came from. After high school he took his ambition to Howard University in D.C., where he studied business and started throwing massive parties. These weren't your regular college kickbacks, these were events with celebrities showing up. He was passing out business cards with Puff engraved on them and building his rep as a party king. By 1989 Diddy was already tight with his childhood friend Heavy D, who was a big name in the rap game. Heavy introduced him to Andre Harrell, the owner of Uptown Records. Diddy got his foot in the door as an intern and quickly climbed the ranks, becoming an A&R executive by the time he was just 20. Crazy, right? But things got rocky when Uptown's parent company tried to shut down Biggie's debut album Ready to Die for being too vulgar. Diddy fought back and ended up getting fired, but getting fired was low-key a blessing in disguise. Diddy took that setback and flipped it, launching Bad Boy Entertainment in '93 with artists like Biggie, Craig Mack, Lil Kim and the Lox. Bad Boy became a hit-making machine. By 1994 Biggie's Ready to Die dropped and it was an instant classic. The label was riding high through the 90s, dropping hit after hit and cementing Diddy as the guy in hip-hop. Fast forward to the early 2000s, Diddy was living his best life. He had hits, money, and even J-Lo on his arm. At the 2000 Grammys he wasn't just a mogul, he was an A-list celeb rubbing shoulders with Hollywood elites. But while Diddy was sipping champagne at the top, down in the trenches a young 50 Cent was fighting to make his name. That contrast between their lives at the time, that's where this whole dynamic starts to take shape. Diddy was all about the flashy lifestyle, while 50 was on the grind, facing real struggles in the streets. The late 90s was another player who was slowly making his way to the top. 50 Cent comes from the streets of Southside Jamaica, Queens. Boo Boo wasn't just some random guy, he ran the infamous 134 Guy or Brewer block like a boss. But instead of just sticking to the streets, 50 had bigger dreams. By 1996 50 was on his way to transforming his street hustle into a rap career thanks to Jam Master Jay. From Run DMC he honed his craft, learning to write hooks and proper songs. Fast forward to 1999 and 50 had landed a deal with Columbia Records. gearing up for his debut album Power of the Dollar. But here's where the story gets spicy. Feeling like the buzz around his album was kind of weak, 50 decided to make a statement. In August 1999 he dropped How to Rob, a track that came for everybody. He dissed R&B legends Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat, DMX, and yep, even Diddy. The opening line, a wild threat to kidnap Diddy's then girlfriend Kim Porter, while demanding ransom money from Diddy-O. And the cherry on top, he joked about Diddy dancing his way to an ATM. This move worked. The industry couldn't stop talking about him, but while the buzz was hot, disaster wasn't far away. In 2050 dropped Ghetto Current. Yeah, I heard that there's this story. I don't know if it's true. It's a story like I guess you, and well, I guess I got to say you and Diddy, since you saying you was dead in the office. Yes, me 50 and Diddy. Yeah, I guess somebody comes through the door and 507 puts the table. Or some that, oh, I don't remember that. I don't remember. I just remember being in the meeting. It was me, Diddy, and 50 was hot on the streets. And you know Diddy didn't want the problem cause all the biggie sh that was really it, and expected it and kept it moving cause you know 50 Ruard did it before. Yeah, they business before, like you know when it come to New York you know it's 50 Jay-Z and Diddy. Man, stay smart cause I can't take nothing from him. Where he detailed the activities of notorious Queens Lord Kenneth Supreme McGriff and his crew. He didn't hold back, naming names, describing their crimes, and even spilling details like the cars they drove. Some called it storytelling, others called it snitching. Supreme wasn't amused. On May 24, 2050 was ambushed outside his grandmother's house and shot 9 times, but guess what? He survived, drove himself to the hospital, and lived to tell the tale. Talk about unbreakable. Unfortunately, the shooting derailed his career. Columbia Records dropped him and his album was shelved. Here's where things get real interesting. By 2001 50 was back in the studio, and surprisingly Diddy had seemingly moved past the disc. J-Lo suggested he worked with 50 as a ghostwriter, and did he listen? 50 claimed he wrote the hook and did his verse for Bad Boys Let's Get It featuring Black Rob. If you listen closely, the lyrics do have that 50C flavor, but here's the kicker: even after writing for Diddy, 50 wasn't done taking shots. In 2002 50 called Diddy a trick on the track Get Out the Club and threw shade about him missing J-Lo. On another song Diddy didn't clap back, though maybe he thought it was just 50 being 50. Despite all the drama, Diddy still saw potential. According to Tony Yo, Diddy even considered signing 50 to Bad Boy, but the deal never happened. Why? Supreme Diddy didn't want to deal with the heat 50 had brought on himself by naming names in Ghetto Quran. Looking back, passing on 5-0 was probably one of Diddy's biggest missed opportunities. Imagine what could have been if these two had actually teamed up, but knowing 50, he probably would have still found a way to make things messy, because that's just how he rolls. So the 50 Cent and Diddy drama starts back in 2003 when Diddy and 50 were both mega stars in the rap game. Basically they were running things on their own turf. Despite this, things were low-key chill between them for a minute, but as we know, beefs don't just stay quiet forever. It all came to a head at the MTV VMAs on August 28, 2003, where Diddy had the honor of presenting the Best Rap Video Award, and surprise, surprise, the winner was none other than 50 Cent for Do Club, and the award for Best Rap Video goes to Come On Playboy. 50 Cent, It's Your Birth Now. You'd think that would be all smiles, right? But it wasn't. 50 and Diddy looked like they were vibing on stage with Eminem and toe dapping each other up, but behind the scenes things were a little awkward. Apparently the tension started when they both attended Chris Lighty's wedding later that year. Chris was a big name in the industry and close to both of them. Now here's where things get messy. According to 50 Cent, something Diddy said at the wedding rubbed him the wrong way. In multiple interviews since then, 50 revealed that Diddy made this super strange offer. He said he'd take me shopping and pay for everything. 50 was clearly caught off guard. He didn't know if Diddy was being friendly or if there was some hidden message there, but either way he felt uncomfortable. Cause I to say no, but you got close when he offered to take you shopping. Yet is in the same shirt, he's out there in the same shirt. This is not. I get a little uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable like you said. He said something to me one time a long time ago at Chris Lighty's wedding. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what did you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You going to make me mess up the way? Why don't we like go shopping or something? I mean like I pay for it. I was like, I got the away from him. I was like this, this, just tell me he take me sh, and this is, __. This is off a little the fruit pile, but was Diddy just being friendly, or was he trying to throw some mind games at 50, trying to make him feel like he was subordinate? You know, we'll never know for sure, but clearly it rubbed 50 the wrong way. He said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping. Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes. What, I'm a nice guy. The why are you? Hey, why hey yo, I don't have no be with I don't know why. With fifth he.